who answer to the teachers union. Those political Marxist morons then pass laws to teach our children more crap, like 1619 Project, CRT, ethnic studies, 31 genders, etc. You do not need to wonder why America is in big, big trouble. Teachers good, union bad. Teachers, I urge you, quit the union. They're destroying America.
So I ask you, CRT, in CRT, you are either a victim or you are a suppressor. What does that look like out on a playground? Well, let me tell you, it's cowboys and Indians on steroids. That's what it looks like.
I'm going to try to cut this short on two different topics. One is the mask mandates, and real quickly, just use the science. I mean, right now we know that there's about 0.2% of the deaths are due to COVID and 0.3 of them. So what does that tell us? It tells us that the science isn't being used. Teachers' unions are being used, and that's wrong. Second one is associated with what we're doing on the CRT. My daughter just went through the CRT, went through the universities and through California and came home indoctrinated. She calls me a white racist. She calls me a white privileged guy. I am not. And I, you know, they got the thing where you get caught in the whole thing, but you can't get out of it. But I'm not, and it's very frustrating to get involved in that.
Just not time. Additionally, this very divisive and naturally segregating implementation of learning called critical race, which catapults us backwards instead of moving forward in unity and acceptance for all, and creates a hate for others, is the most un-American theory I have ever come across. But my point is this: if this panel was truly interested in what we had to say, we would never be limited to 1 minute because you're in a hurry to get home. If you really cared about our kids and the generations to come, you would create time. And I know you're going to cut me off, but I want to tell you something.
I am going to cut you off.
I know, you always do. But it's very important that we pay more.
This is not a town hall. This is our business meeting.
We pay for this time.
We also
So
have
we
a
need
business
more than 1
meeting,
minute.
so
So
please,
my
if you would,
word to
return to your
is to
seat.
extend our
Please
time to be heard.
return. Please
1
return
minute
to
is
your
insufficient.
seat, if you
You
would, please.
understand what I'm saying?
I hear you. Please return to your seat, if
Okay,
you
I'm
would.
gonna ask one more time.
I am asking you to return to
No,
your
I'm
seat.
gonna ask you
I
one
am
more time.
asking
You
you.
can ask me.
Okay,
I'm
we
gonna
will
ask
stand
you.
adjourned for a recess at this time.
Go ahead.
We have got to keep coming, because if we can hold these people accountable, we can hold our cities accountable, we can hold our counties accountable, and then we can hold our kids mixed. They have divided us, and it is time they started with the parental rights, or I'm sorry, at the Children's Bill of Rights. Go back and research it. Every single thing has passed on that. You have to get involved. And so,
My son is a freshman football player at El Dorado. He's healthy. He's finally enjoying being at school with his friends and playing sports. However, last week we received an email from Principal Davis regarding new protocol for vaxxed and unvaxxed kids. I was appalled. This is segregation wrapped up in medical tyranny. There should be no contact tracing. These policies further divide our children.
Everyone listening in understands what it means to be indoctrinated. Indoctrination means teaching someone to accept a set of beliefs or ideas without questioning them, without having a conversation or critical thinking. So when does this happen in our schools? Assemblies. People are up there, they're talking, they're giving their ideas, they're sharing their beliefs, there's no communication. Speakers. Again, they're talking, they're giving their ideas, they're sharing their beliefs, there's no communication, there's no critical thinking. But the worst is the online programs, because the teachers say, okay class, 30 minutes, go onto this website, and these students are logging in and they're watching videos or they're reading articles, and there's no communication, there's no critical thinking, there's no dialogue. That is indoctrination. These large companies that PYLUSD is contracted with are horrific. Please look them up. Newsy LA, iReady. There's a whole litany of them. Look them up. Look at the CEO's messaging. BLM, CRT, it's all there.
It's becoming increasingly apparent how damaging CRT is to the progress of individuals, especially children. I'm asking this board to remove CRT as an option for the ethnic study course during its review. 2 months ago, Ms. Freeman and Ms. Beck voted against parents' rights. With no evidence, no data on children with COVID in our district, only some random US non-vetted COVID numbers on a piece of paper, you voted against a parent's right to choose for their child. The state mandates regarding mass vaccines, health decisions are constantly removing parents out of the decisions for our own children. Ms. Freeman and Ms. Beck, it is clear you align with the state, and you don't see the value of parents having rights to our own children. I have been asleep in this district in the past, but I'm awake. We are awake.
And she joined water polo this year, excited about making friends. Last year, she spent the entire year being chased down by a transgender kid who made fun of her for something or another and made her life a living hell for an entire year. All she wants this year is to have a good year, to have fun, to make new friends, but she has to worry about all of this stuff you're shoving down our children's mouths and are in their ears, and it just makes me absolutely sick.
Teacher. And why are teachers bullying children to get vaccinated? We cannot have a vaccine mandate. It should be illegal, immoral, unconstitutional. I'll cover as much as I can. First, COVID-19 is almost certainly a gain-of-function virus. You need to research that item. Second, Robert Malone, widely recognized as a key innovator of messenger RNA technology, argues that this type of vaccine should not be universally given. In fact, if 100% get this vaccine, the results could backfire. Third, COVID infection breakthroughs among the vaccinated are widespread. They're not coding it in Orange County, but we are hearing that they are widespread. Fourth, VAERS data should not be ignored. And I know what the arguments are against VAERS. I know that, but don't ignore this data. What about natural immunity? And why are we being bribed and threatened when the #1 resistors to the vaccine are medical care professionals and first responders? My time is up.
My name is Kathy Satchel. I was a teacher at Central Yorba Linda School District for 8 years. I've taught for 32 years. The reason I'm here is on Sunday, I had one of your parents with tears in their eyes talk to one of the board members here and was worried about their child having to get the COVID shot. And I was just astounded. I'm sorry. In the beginning of COVID, I've been obsessed with finding out everything about it because it didn't sound right to me. None of it sounded right to me. So I'm here today to talk about COVID mandates. Do you realize that 99.97% of children from 20 below are not affected by COVID? You will also note that it's an experimental drug. And if you're going to experiment with the children in your district, then you need to tell the parents what's in the COVID vaccine, which you cannot do. Thank you very much for your By the way, I'm going to be trying to run for the school board.
Please, I urge you, if there are major decisions to be made, send out a survey to all the parents in the district. Let everybody be here, not just the loud voices. Ask everyone how they feel about these major decisions. Please follow public health guidelines made by actual scientists and physicians. Physicians wear masks for sometimes more than 12 hours, and they manage to save lives while doing so. Nothing happens to their CO2 levels, they're fine. We wear masks to protect ourselves and protect our patients, and we are the ones who study the science behind these things. Most of the hospitalized patients have been unvaccinated in the last few months. So,
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Council Members Buck and Freeman.